obtuvo el diploma en gestión estratégica en aviación en la Universidad de Concordia en Canadá. El ingeniero Edwin Kelly tiene 4 meses de experiencia asociada y más de 30 en experiencia laboral en el Departamento de Aviación Civil de Aruba, donde comenzó como inspector en la aeronavegabilidad y más tarde obtuvo su calificación como investigador de accidente de aviación. Posteriormente se convirtió en gerente de la unidad de departamento de aeronavegabilidad y registro y formó parte del equipo de gestión y desde el 2014 es el director general del Departamento de Aviación Civil de Aruba. Démosle la bienvenida, ingeniero Kelly, bienvenido.
Muchísimas gracias por la introducción. Muy buenos días a todos. Secretario General de la OASI, muy buenos días, colegas, compañeros. Antes que todo, quería agradecer a la Aeronáutica Civil para organizar este evento tan importante. Y también quería felicitar a toda la comunidad de la facilitación para el aniversario de 75 años. Mi nombre es Edwin Kelly, soy el director del Departamento de Aviación Civil de Aruba y voy a hablar un poco de la capacidad aeroportuaria y la facilitación en Aruba. Lo voy a hacer en el idioma de inglés. Aruba is a very small island located in the Caribbean Sea. It's about 30 by 10 kilometers, very small, with a population of about 108,000 people. Aruba is part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and the economy of Aruba depends on tourism, mostly. About 90% of the economy depends on tourism. Aruba is very known for its white beaches, sunshine, and its friendly people. Normally, the people of Aruba, they speak 4 languages. And important also is to know that Aruba is a member of the CLAC, Comisión Latinoamericana de Aviación Civil. Aruba, for being such a small island, Aruba has a pretty big airport, Category 9, ICAO Category 9 airport, a runway of about almost 3 kilometers. And the connectivity of Aruba, we have flights from Europe, Latin America, also in the Caribbean region. We have a pre-clearance facility in Aruba, so that's very important in terms of facilitation. That helps a lot with the flights from Aruba to the USA. And I think one of the first ones in the world with the US pre-clearance facility. At this moment, the airport capacity, the passenger handling capacity is about 2.4 million. That is arrivals plus departures. And in 2030, we project to be well above 3 million passengers. Here we can see the statistics of Aruba currently. Obviously, we can see a very low dip in 2020 because of the pandemic. Thanks God, we managed to recover very well after more than almost 2 years. We have peak COVID capacity. We think that this year we will hit the 3 million passengers, arrivals plus departures. If we look at the projection, how we expect the traffic to grow, the amount of passengers to grow with the years, we see that by 2030 we will be well above the 3 million passengers. In Aruba, we are busy with, at this moment, with a very big expansion of the airport. It's called Gateway 2030 project. We have 4 phases in that project, which is phase 1A, which is a new check-in hall and baggage handling facility. Phase 1B is 2 new hold areas with the contact gates, and also phase 3 and 2, which is expansion of the check-in halls and also expanded of the USCPP area. Phase 1A is expected to be finished early next year, February 2025. This is a view from above of phase 1A. We can see that the blue part is the dark blue part is phase 1A. And now we can see two pictures of drawings of how it will be. This phase is almost finished, so it's well on track and to be completed by 2025 in the beginning. This is a picture of the baggage handling facility, state of the art, that will be up and running in a couple of months. This is phase 1B. That is the orange part in the drawing, seen from above. And we can also see two pictures here of phase 1B. And finally, phase 2 and 3. That is the dark red part, seen from above. And that is expected to be finished 2028. There we have two pictures also of that phase 2 and 3. Facilitation in Aruba. In Aruba, facilitation is very important because we depend on tourism. That's why the seamless process of seamless passenger flow is very, very important. From 2015, we took the decision together with ICAO to complete the PQs of Annex 9. Based on that, we made a corrective action plan to implement the role of Annex 9. As a result of that, in 2017, we had a visit of CAPSCA, and I have to say that was one of the best decisions we ever took, because the pandemic happened 2 years after that. Due to the CAPSCA visit, we were in much better shape to handle the pandemic. So that helped us really, really a lot. Also, what we did is in Aruba, we have a crisis management structure that deals normally with tsunamis, with hurricanes, with all types of crises. That structure also we used throughout the pandemic to handle the pandemic, and that helped us also very well in Aruba. In 2021, the Aruban Facilitation Committee was officially established, and also the Aruban Facilitation Program. I have to say we have a very active facilitation committee. We meet about every 2 weeks, so that's very, very frequent, but we see the result of it. Normally in Aruba we have the Civil Aviation Authority, Immigration, Customs, Airports, the Tourism Authority also, the Air Navigation Service Provider, the Public Health Authority, the Border Management Police, and also airlines and ground handlers in the Facilitation Committee. So a lot of work is being done, problems are being solved, and also in Aruba, the Facilitation Committee helps to with new projects, with special projects, like the Aruba Happy One Pass. The Aruba Happy One Pass is a very, very important project that we have going on in Aruba. It's initiated by the government of Aruba, and it's a project of seamless travel using the DTC, the Digital Travel Credential. In Aruba, we have the AO is basically a mobile app that's available for both Android and also Samsung that allows users to scan their passport chip directly into the app. The user will receive the DTC through the app, and is also connected with the e-gates that at this moment that we are busy installing. So it's not only about the e-gates, it's a combination of using the DTC plus the app plus the e-gates. The combination of all these three together are the premises of the Aruba A-Hub project. Passengers with the DTC will pass through the e-gates in order to, in about 8 seconds, without the need to present a passport. In Aruba, as far as we know, in November 2023, we were the first to have a passenger make the border crossing, the international border crossing, using the DTC. As far as we know, it's the first in the world, and it was very successful. We have still the pilot going on. That was part of a pilot project. However, in about 1 month, we intend to go live with the Aruba Happy One Pass system. So, using Aruba Happy One Pass, the goal of that is that a passenger, tourist person entering Aruba will be from the airplane to the beach in 30 minutes. Airport capacity and facilitation. If we look at boats together, it's very important to consider a number of factors. First one is very important to think about the civil aviation master plan. It's important to have that updated. And that master plan also handles facilitation and also airport capacity, not only airport capacity. The second point is also to have a close look at the airport structure. There are countries whereby the civil aviation authority is also the aerodrome operator. There are other countries whereby those two are separated. In Aruba, for example, those two are separated. That means that the relationship between the civil aviation authority and the airport has to be considered also in that respect. Third, it's very important to have an active facilitation committee. Fourthly, involvement of the CAA and stakeholders is also essential. Another thing to consider is management of change documents. It's a standard document, it's always used for big projects. However, when making that document, it's also important to think about facilitation. Not only airport capacity, not only airport expansion, but also look at facilitation from the perspective of risk assessment. Finally, it's important also to plan. When you plan capacity, to take into account that the more you use digitalization, the less capacity you will be needing, the less physical capacity. And finally, take into account emerging technologies like unmanned aerial vehicles and advanced air mobility. That's also very important to take into account. Finally, in Aruba, what is our homework moving forward? With the interrelationship between airport capacity and facilitation, we have in Aruba 3 committees. We have the Facilitation Committee, we have the Security Committee, we also have an Airlift Committee. The Airlift Committee is responsible to determine the policy in Aruba with respect to airlift, connectivity, and air capacity. It's very important that those committees communicate with each other, that they are harmonized with each other, that they are aligned with each other. That's very important. The second point is, in Aruba, it's becoming an issue already. Aruba is a very small island, so we will reach a point that we will be talking about island carrying capacity in its totality. We cannot grow forever. There will be a point that we have to think about how many tourists can the island carry. And that will also have to be in line, in sync with the airport capacity. So that has to be considered when planning the airport capacity and the airport growth. In Colombia, I saw that they use also the term social transport and also commercial transport. That's also a distinguishment that we have to make in Aruba, because we have an issue with lack of capacity, lack of connectivity between the islands. On the other hand, we see a lot of flights from the US, so Aruba is well connected, but Aruba is not well connected within the region. So that's also a challenge that you have to think about in Aruba. The next one is, obviously in Aruba, we'll continue to use technology like we do with Aruba Happy One Pass. But it's important to mitigate the associated risks that's coming together with that. For example, cybersecurity. And finally, in Aruba, we will continue to pursue full implementation of Annex 9. In other words, try to increase the effective implementation of Annex 9 as much as possible. That will be an ongoing effort in Aruba. So that is in a nutshell, very short, how we deal with Aruba with respect to airport capacity planning, but also facilitation and the link between those two. Thank you very much.